All right, so today we're talking about NotebookLM. This is Google's free everything AI. And I mean, it might just be the one tool that does it all. So let me just ask you this. Are you tired of paying for like 10 different AI tools? You know the deal. You've got one for writing, another for research, one for images, one for summaries. It just adds up so fast, right? But what if I told you that one single tool could take all your notes and just turn them into podcasts, presentations, and yeah, even animated videos? We're talking about taking a big, messy pile of documents, and with a couple of clicks, poof, you've got a podcast or a slick slide deck. And here's the real kicker. What if its core features, all that stuff I just mentioned, were completely, and I mean completely, free? Well, that is the promise of NotebookLM. All right, Section 1. Why is NotebookLM so different? You're probably thinking, okay, another AI tool. How is this any different from ChatGPT or Gemini? Well, let's get right into it. Okay, so here's the fundamental difference. Think of most AIs like ChatGPT as using the entire wild, messy internet as their brain. That's why they sometimes make stuff up, right? We call them hallucinations. NotebookLM is totally different. It's grounded. It only uses the sources you give it, your documents, your links, your notes. That's it. This means zero hallucinations and, get this, verifiable citations for every single thing it tells you. Okay, so now for the fun part. Let's talk about mastering information instantly. How can you actually use this thing to learn and research at like superhuman speed? Okay, imagine this. You wake up and there are like 20 new AI research papers you need to know about. Instead of spending hours reading them, you just feed the links into NotebookLM. Then you say, give me an audio overview, and boom, it generates a daily intelligence briefing, basically your own personal AI podcast summarizing everything. And it can do it in over 80 languages. Insane. And if you need to go really deep on a topic, this is a total game changer. It can scan hundreds of articles and spit out a complete report. We're talking an executive summary, key findings. One example cited here pulled together a report on AI trends for 2026 with, get this, 45 verified sources, all automatically. For any students watching, listen up. This is a legit lifesaver. Picture this. Exam tomorrow, you've done nothing. No problem. You upload your textbook, all your lecture notes, even some YouTube videos on the topic. In one click, it generates a mind map so you can actually see how everything connects. Then it creates flashcards for you. And to top it all off, it'll quiz you and even explain why your wrong answers are wrong. It's basically an entire study system you can build the night before a final. All right, so it's amazing for learning, but what about creating? Let's dive into your new AI content studio. You know those epic 2-hour-long podcasts you just never have time for? Well, you can just drop the link in here and get the key takeaways in like seconds. But it gets cooler. You can then tell it, hey, turn those takeaways into an infographic and make it look, I don't know, Ghibli-inspired. And it'll generate a beautiful poster you can actually use. And it's not just infographics. It can generate entire professional-looking slide decks. Now, the quality here is the key. It uses Google's new models, so the text on the slides is perfect. No weird, janky letters or spelling mistakes. You can just say, give me a TED Talk-style presentation, and what you get is, well, as the quote says, minimalistic, professional, keynote-ready. Okay, everything so far has been pretty incredible, right? But this next part, this is where we go from cool tool to absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking text to video. So presentations are great, but what if you need more than just slides? What if you need an actual video? You know, that usually means hiring animators, voice actors, editors. It's a huge, expensive process. Well, with NotebookLM, you just upload a script, let's say a document about a historical event. You choose a style, like heroic documentary, you click one button, and it generates a complete, fully animated and narrated video. Just like that. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? No scriptwriter, no animator, no editor, nothing. It's the entire thing, end to end, in one tool. And it's free. But wait, what if you don't even have a script? Check this out. You can feed it links to your favorite YouTubers, say MrBeast. Then you tell it, write me a script about ancient Rome and his style. It'll do it. And then you can take that script and tell it to create an anime-style documentary. The creative loops here are just endless. So, okay. We've seen it's a research beast and a content creation machine. Let's wrap up by talking about how it works as your everyday pocket AI assistant. This new data table feature is super useful. Let's say you're planning a trip to Japan. You've got a bunch of blogs, some YouTube videos, a mess of links. You just dump them all into NotebookLM and say, organize this. It will pull out all the key info, attractions, costs, travel times, and put it into a perfectly clean, structured table that you can export right into Google Sheets. It's organization on autopilot. Okay, the big question. What does all this magic cost? Now, there are paid plans if you're a super heavy user, but I want you to hear this loud and clear. Every single thing we've talked about today, the podcasts, the research reports, the infographics, even the video generation, is on the free plan. Yep. The cost for all these core, game-changing features? Zero. For a tool that could replace a whole bunch of your paid subscriptions, that's kind of nuts. And it's not just on your desktop, the whole thing is now on your phone. You can listen to those AI-generated podcasts in the background while you're walking, download your notes for a flight, or even just snap a picture of a document with your camera to instantly add it as a source. The whole thing right there in your pocket. And you should know this isn't some side project Google is messing with. It now plugs directly into Gemini, so you can seamlessly move your work back and forth. It's all part of Google's bigger play here to build a totally connected ecosystem of AI tools that just work together. So there you have it. The workflows, the use cases, you've got everything you need. You can turn anything into a podcast, you can summarize hours of stuff in seconds, you can make an animated video from a Word doc. And remember, the tool is free. There is literally no reason not to try it. So the only question left is, what are you going to go build with it?